everyone. This is a little pre-webinar experiment. I'm in a place where I'm not quite sure my audio will persist during the webinar, and so I'm attempting at this time to prepare a webinar for you, both in the audio form and in the slightly audiovisual form, which you will be able to hear and use. I think that you should be able to see my screen. At least I'm hoping that is the case. And I'm going to show you the screen. And I'm sort of saying hello to you at the same time here. It's about a day and a half before the webinar is to begin. We have, our subject is Scorpio. And here you should see the you should see Mercury and Mars, and there should also be Pluto. A warrior am I, and from the battle I emerged triumphant. You should see as well a Joffre painting of Scorpio, showing the two symbols which are common to Scorpio, both the scorpion here and the eagle, which is the transformed Scorpio. We do see the idea of death and rebirth in the lower left-hand corner, with the child representing rebirth and the skull representing death. We see the chalice of alchemical chalice of transmutation, where poison is turned into the elixir of life. We see St. George slaying the lower dragon, not the dragon of wisdom, of course, but the dragon that represents the lower lunar nature. And we see in the far distance the yogi sitting amidst the arid landscape, cultivating his transcendent powers which will overcome death. There is so much that can be said about this sign of great power, in which at last the disciple achieves triumph over his lower nature. The moon falls in the sign Scorpio, and Mercury, or the Buddhic power, is exalted. It is lifted into its full stature as the hierarchical ruler. These meditations, I know, can be rather long and do take endurance. We'll see if I can cut them down from an hour and a half to an hour and 15 minutes, but I'm not promising yet, because it will be according to the feeling of the process. So we will begin, and perhaps some of you will be able to see these words, it's possible, and in any case, most of you will have your eyes closed, I would suspect. So we will begin by achieving comfort, a degree of quietude, and we will withdraw our consciousness from the personality and its vehicles, will enter deeply into the presence of the soul and feel ourselves established as a soul within the field of light, love, and spiritual power. And we will merge ourselves into a deep sense of the group soul. The soul is really the group soul, but from soul we imaginatively merge with the group soul, and we imaginatively unite in soul with the spiritually minded people of the world and with the men and women of goodwill. We are in that stage now of aspiration, tomorrow being a day of dedication. Aspiration rules our thought, and we visualize the group soul merging into the one soul of humanity, we realize there is no my soul or thy soul, only the soul. In this case, the one soul of humanity, naught is but me. A second ray mantram, naught is but me. Let the word go forth, reverberating through the silence, naught is but me. We imagine the point of tension on the mental plane, and this tension will be fed by the will aspect of the soul, according to your soul ray, the will to initiate, ray 1, the will to unify, ray 2, the will to evolve, ray 3, the will to harmonize, ray 4, the will to act, ray 5, the will to cause, ray 6, the will to organize or express, ray 7. Visualize the point of tension on the mental plane fed by the type of soul will which you demonstrate, or if you do not know or feel you know, use the will to unify of the second ray. And from this point of tension, gathering all the lower energies of the vehicle, of the personality vehicle, into the point of tension, we imagine a dual line of light according to our personality ray and soul ray. This is the visualization of the Antakarana. Red for the first ray, indigo for the second ray, green for the third, yellow for the fourth, orange for the fifth, silvery rose or light blue for the sixth, violet for the seventh. The dual line, the Antakarana bridge extending into the spiritual triad. Imaginatively, we see the mental, buddhic, and atmic permanent atoms as if on this stream of dual-colored light, and the stream imaginatively even touches the spirit aspect, how we wish to visualize the spirit aspect. And we will project across the rainbow bridge, but we will visualize the group Antakarana instead of the individual Antakarana, the many strands of rainbow-colored light blended together, reaching upward towards a blue-white diamond symbolizing Shambhala, or the monad. And we will project this vivid line of light on the mantram or word of power, I see the greatest light. I see the greatest light. And we think that to ourselves or say it quietly on the Om of the second ray. I see the greatest light. And the power, the intuitive wisdom, the abstract mind of the triad can be touched, can descend into our minds as we visualize the multicolored group Antakarana like a cone touching the highest point. I see the greatest light. And with gratitude in our hearts, we offer our salutations to the Masters and to the head of the hierarchy, the Christ. We can sound the Om together, and you can sound on this note. I will use the note G. We imagine these Masters not so much as persons, but as energy centers on triadal levels. And we attempt as a group to attune with them. Salutations to the Christ, the Master of all Masters, the teacher alike of angels and of men. Salutations to the Master Moria, the head of all esoteric schools and organizations. Salutations to the Master Kutumi, the next Bodhisattva, the great teacher, the one who searches for altruism wherever he can find it. Salutations to the Master Jwal Kul, who is the representative of hierarchy in the latest dispensation of the teaching, and is our particular teacher. Salutations to your own particular master, whether already mentioned or other, as you conceive him to be. Salutations to the spiritual hierarchy of our planet. The great ashram of Sanat Kumara. Attuned with hierarchy, at least imaginatively, attuned with each other in the group soul, responsive to the spiritual triad, we imaginatively raise our thought to Shambhala, the center where the will of God is known, and with deepest reverence and humility we attempt to attune with the energy representing the presence of Sanat Kumara, the very center of the one fundamental school of occultism in Shambhala. And as we do this, we sound a long, silent Om, imagining ourselves imbued with his energy. And then we imagine the sphere of indigo deep indigo light. It's the indigo center of a blazing sun, and the golden pathway upon which we all stand, our auras blended in a sphere of radiant light. The pathway shortens. We are moving together closer and closer to the indigo center of the blazing sun, and we imaginatively together enter into the indigo sphere. We feel its quality. We are imbued with this indigo energy. And at the center of the sphere we imagine the consciousness of the Master Jwal Kul. We feel the group imbued with this consciousness. And as we reach towards the higher planetary zodiacal contacts, it is as if we do so within this expansive consciousness. We align with the spiritual qualities of the three planetary rulers of Scorpio: Mars, the exoteric ruler, conveying the courage to face the outer opponent; and Mars, also the esoteric ruler, conveying the courage to struggle for the sake of the high ideal; and to confront as well the inner opponent, the dweller on the threshold. Mercury, a hierarchical ruler, conveying the disillusioning power of Buddhic illumination; and also Pluto, the special ruler in relation to Scorpio, conveying the power to destroy that which binds the inner consciousness to illusion, glamour, and Maya, cutting the thread. We can visualize these planetary glyphs as we go through our group alignment via the Antakarana, via the indigo sphere and the consciousness imagined of Master DK. We begin with Mars. We ponder on the power of Mars in relation to Scorpio. Firstly, to strengthen the will to confront and overcome the outer enemy, and then through the acquisition of psycho-spiritual maturity, to confront the far more lethal enemy within. We contemplate the will to fight to the death all vice and negativity, inner and outer, until the light of day shines forth, and the illumination of all within the 18 lower subplanes is achieved. We ponder on this courage to fight this outer battle and this inner battle.
broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
And we bring in the Martian impression, the stream of energy born upon the Martian influence. We absorb it. And we attempt to realize the areas in which we ourselves or our groups are most in need of these Martian qualities. And we transmit these qualities to our groups. May the group be imbued with this power. We transmit, imbued by the power of Mars, to the group. We attune now as a group with the power of Pluto, the power to terminate all energy patterns which stultify and suffocate the consciousness. We contemplate the death of death. The power to kill that which kills the realization of soul within the personal consciousness. We ponder the sharp shears, the shears of Pluto, severing for once and for all the threads of attachment to the unreal. Killing illusion, glamour, and maya within the lower self. It's as if the glyph of Pluto in this dark crimson red, the upstanding arrow, is influencing our group, and we absorb this power. We are impressed by this stream of energy, and we share it with our groups. We share it with humanity. now with the courage of Mars and the energy which brings death to death, we turn our attention to the hierarchical ruler, Mercury. We consider Mercury as the influence which conveys the transcendental light of Buddhi, especially as pure reason, shining into the aggregated miasma known as the dweller on the threshold, revealing it for what it is, an illusory phantom, and through realization devitalizing this dweller entirely through luminous understanding of its unreality. The illuminating power of Mercury, with this we attune, visualizing the glyph of the planet in yellow, as if within the center of the group. The brilliant, intuitive, highly rational light of Mercury. And we, the group, receive this Mercurian stream of energy. We are impressed by it, we are imbued with it. The yellow of Mercury pours throughout the group aura. The transcendental mind of Mercury, conquering all illusion, dissipating the dweller on the threshold, releasing it into the Buddhic consciousness of pure love, wisdom. We transmit to our groups and to humanity on the mercurial note E. Imbued now with the dispeller of illusion, the planet that deals death to illusion and to attachment to illusion, and with the planet of courage to face the outer and inner opponent, we imaginatively raise our group consciousness to the solar God. We attempt, tiny as we are, as a group even, to feel the great second ray of the solar Logos, the God of love, wisdom, pouring through all planets, through Shambhala, through every monad, soul and personality on the planet Earth, the great solar God. the ever shining sun of love, the ever shining sun of love. Imbued with this great love wisdom, we attempt to visualize the constellation Scorpio working through the sign Scorpio, radiating that peculiar quality of light, the light of day. The light of day which truly occurs on the highest levels of the cosmic physical plane, beginning with the Buddhic plane. The lower three levels are night compared to it. The light of day This is the place where three lights meet, the light of form, the light of soul, and the light of life. They meet, they blend, they rise, the triple light, the illumination which comes to us when we are freed of all illusion, glamour, and Maya. It is Scorpio which brings illumination in this case. It rules that phase of meditation which is called illumination. And as a group we open to the energy quality of Scorpio, radiating its peculiar quality of light, and we attempt to realize its profound relationship to the fourth ray of struggle, of harmony through conflict. Ray 6, Ray 1, Ray 4, planetarily coming through it. The conquest of illusion. And we ponder deeply on the mantra so important for humanity, warrior I am, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. Warrior I am, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. We attempt to grasp its esoteric meaning and significance. The individual warrior, the group warrior, finally humanity as the warrior, the inner warrior, the soul, warrior am I, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. Warrior am I, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. Visualize your individual life, your group life, where the battle must be won and how it must be won, using the potencies of Mercury, Pluto, and Mars to become the triumphant warrior. Warrior am I, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. May we affirm ourselves as the inner being, the inner warrior. May we achieve individual spiritual strength and group spiritual strength. May we cut the ties with all illusion, glamour, and maya. May we dissolve the dweller through illumination. Warrior am I, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. We realign, we visualize the energy flowing from the constellation Scorpio through the solar logos, the heart of our solar system, through the planets Mars, Pluto, Mercury, into Shambhala, and through every monad and all associated monads, into the hierarchy, and through the great Lord, the Christ, into and through the ashram, the great ashram, and the lesser ashram with which you believe yourself increasingly associated, and thus through your soul, through the group soul of your co-workers, into the spiritualized personality, yours and that of the group. We imagine the flow, we seek to see this energy applied through humanity to some condition, some problem within humanity. We imagine ourselves transmitting, we imagine the energy of Scorpio and its associated energies working. We see a problem alleviated through the application of scorpionic energy. May the soul of humanity be triumphant over its dweller. May the soul of humanity be triumphant, and may we add our individual and group triumph to this triumph of the human soul, the one human soul. So mote it be. Our blessing goes forth to humanity on the sound of the Om. And together reaffirming our union in group soul, one together though geographically separated, all in heart and mind and will together, we sound the great invocation, followed by the sacred word 3 times. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wheels of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Thank you, friends, for joining us. This will be a recording which you can use if you are not able to tune in to the actual webinar, and you will be able to download it from the link that I send you. Okay, many blessings, and let's intensify the energy of triumph as we move toward, through, and beyond the Scorpio full moon. Goodbye for now.